This is the first time I've ever filmed myself, and a little uneasy about such thing. But I'm doing this for people who want to learn things, and I got a lot to teach. You know, 5 kids. I've taught them a lot, not as much as I've wanted to. I still get roped into several jobs, but um, getting old too. Can't remember things. Uh, what I did want to go over today is what I'm working on is my '83 snapper. It's a Series 4 and 33-inch deck. Um, my wife bought it for me. I've always wanted one. I worked on so many back years ago in the late '90s. I worked on tons of them and did some V10 V twin swaps, all kind of stuff to them, and I just enjoyed them. And I've owned other kind of mowers, but to me, my heart's really with it because my old boss man. So she bought one for me. Uh, we spent $250 on it. It was running. It had a peck in the motor, and I thought it was the rod, but it was not the rod. Uh, and it smoked a little. So I told myself, well, if she blows, she goes. I'll get another motor. I'm not worried about it. But I used it for 2 seasons, and I just finished up this season, and hated to down the thing because my brother-in-law found me an original bagger for it, and I was just pleased. But now the weather's changing. I got my I call it my wife's Murray. She's not. I'm not allowed to upgrade, do anything to it because uh, it's easy to use and she really likes it. So if I'm down for a surgery or something, which happens a little more often than I like, I've had a lot of work done. She can get out there and cut the grass. So I can't touch that. So now I'm gonna finish the year with that one more cut, and I'm not worried about bagging it. I'm tearing down my '83 snapper to restore it, and that's the whole reason why I got it. And it's not to restore to be some show device, even though when I'm done with it, it will be somewhat show quality, only because I want a brand new snapper, and that is the only reason why. I'm going to put it in the local car show or tractor show at the beginning of next year, 23, when the first one happens, and then that baby's going to work. I'm putting her down. I mean, I only got half-acre lot, and it's a single blade, and I cut her in second gear. I take my time. I love cutting some grass. I tell you, I do. So uh, I'm getting used to this filming thing here. So um, you'll see the jitters, and you'll see me trying to hit buttons. And yeah, I'm phone tarded. I am. I actually do IT work, IT security work. I got somewhat of a brain. I'm still trying to use as much as I can before I retire. But I hate technology. I love it enough to work with it and diagnose problems, but I don't really like a bunch of my daily life. I have to keep the phone tied to me because I'm on call all the time. So other than that, I wouldn't have a phone. Uh, all right, we're gonna flip this old joker around, and on this particular video, we're gonna talk about the engine. As might have mentioned in another video, y'all gonna this guy on a YouTube channel, love him to death, Chad, this and that. He says he's got a memory of a stump. Well, I got a memory of a goldfish. 3 times around that tank, it's lost for good. But what we have here is a Series 28. And I'm learning as I'm going with the numbers and such with these engines. I've turned wrenches for over 34 years, and I know motors. I know motors, but I don't know every motor. So this one, I didn't even know this thing had this old crazy, sync balance stuff in it. I just figured it just had old counterweight on there. What's wrong with that? Oh, they put that old crazy thing that likes to blow out the side. So I tore it down because it smoked a little. It smoked a lot on startup, but it go away. And I would say after 3 or 4 uses, it's time to add just a little bit of oil. And it sounded like a light, weird rod rattle peck. More like I would call a wrist pin, or maybe in like a broke skirt. But I'll get you on in here. That piston, it's in pretty good shape. I mean, really good shape. All right. I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, she's spot on. So immediately I marked the inside of that. And I marked the rod journal there. And this spec is spec. It's below 3,000 and it's above 2,500. We're good. And that's not my noise. So, scratching my head a little bit. What I did find, well, let's go over to some of the parts here. Here's the cam. The cam's in pretty good shape. This is an in-turn motor. That means I'm not gonna. I plan on doing a V-twin swap when I get a V-twin and get it built. So that will be just fine. I'm not worried about it. It'll probably end up on my a future video. I'm building a race mower. Not to be putting it in competition. It's to get my grandson. See if he'll get into it, and then I'll turn the reins over to my oldest boy, and they can have fun with it. So, but what I did find on the rattle, I will squirrel off on stuff, was these eccentrics that go on the crankshaft here. They got a pin right here, and that hole right there, it just goes right on just like that. Then there's one on each side, and they go in here, and this critter here just bolts together around the crank, and it just offsets when the piston goes up. It just, as you can tell, the delta on that, it's not much, so it only moves up and down just a little bit, and this puppy's heavy, so there's a lot of mass there to counteract the mass for that when it's going up and down. Well, one would think that would do something too. That's quite a bit, but it looks fairly balanced in the form of a counterweight. But back to this. What I had found is, let me see if I can zoom in on this right here. Look at that side. There it is. You see, it's all ate up right here, just on one side. And I think we'll know which side that's going to be. You know, due to physics. So, that right there, when you stick that monkey in there, the rattling, it just makes a horrible rattle. Well, Dr. Octane, you know, it's dry. Well, I'll tell you what, I mic this thing. Between that and that, that and that, there's a difference of 4 thousandths. And here, between here and here, and here and here, less than 1 thousandths. And what got me too on this, and this here, it wore the metal down, but the bearing and the babbitt lining here, when I mic this, both of these are actually roughly 1 to 15 smaller than what it's supposed to be. So I guess it grew babbitt. I don't know, special kind of bearing there. But anywho, the rear one is just like it, and you can get these between $20 and $30 a piece. And this one's the same way, as you can see right there. So it's ate up. So there's the problem. Everything else looked good. It looked like a nightmare on the inside. It just looked like tar in the bottom. But the oil looked new. So, hey, you know, hydrocarbons. Gotta love them. Cylinder head. You know, come on now, it's a flat head. Not much can go wrong here. You know, when you probably got 6.5 compression. So, oh, another thing too on this critter. Smoking. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not good with all this here. Maybe we can get a good clean shot. See that boy? There's nothing wrong. There's not even a ridge. Gotta love cast iron sleeve. Love it to death. I hate aluminum ones. Hey, I'll build them. Hey, you know, whatever takes to pay the bills, I guess. But like I said, it's cast iron sleeve. There's no wear in it. So what I'm going to do is the piston rod is good. New eccentrics, let's say $50, $25 for the gasket kit, and it was like $25, $30 for a set of rings. So that's a whole lot less than a new engine. And you can do it yourself. Just time and patience. I'm going to film the assembly of this and me doing further cleaning and stuff like that. It's just like I said, I'm just starting out, and this was mid-project. You will see the snapper get filmed and finished. The CRX I like I said, I got out the boat after 14 years. It broke timing belt, so one would think, oh, interference engine. Well, yeah, it did, and the valves did touch. All the exhaust valves did touch the pistons. But when I pulled them out, them babies wasn't bent, and I stuck them back in the head, and it did a real quick lapping, perfect sealing. There's zero deflection. Uh, it went from one having a maximum of 65 psi, and another one, the lowest being 0, and across the board basically, and a wild gallop when you crank it. Now it's got 125 to 130 on all four, but it has no spark, and it needs a PCM. I've already diagnosed it. It's got that triple pickup crap in the distributor. What was wrong with one, right? So anyway, it's getting the proper signals and it's getting back to the PCM, but PCM is not firing the coil coming from the PCM, and all the wiring's good. So those are about 2 to 2.5 used online. As soon as you say, "Oh, I got an SI," the 1.5s are $35 all day long on eBay. Gotta love it. So anyway, that's a money issue. It'll get done one day. This is the CRX is my long-term project. I've always wanted an 88 SI and a black one, and guess what I got? Well, he hit a deer. It's got a little damage across here. It'll be all right. So, I said the engine's back together. I still got to put the bottom back together because I don't know why they were trying to pull the engine. I don't know. He doesn't remember because it's been sitting since 07. So, enough about that. Let's get back to the snapper. Told you, I wander off. On the rear case here, before I showed you how it ate up the fender, new fender, fixed the differential, it has strip bolts, fixed all that. Don't laugh at the gray. They were the cheapest ones they had for the slide boots, but everything else is clean, brand new on the inside. It's just waiting on some fluid, and every bushing, all the bushings were good, except the bad ones, and the bad ones are the ones that I am waiting on. This global, whatnots, slowing everything down. It's just been waiting. The main tube, the spine, the two that go right there. I got 2 orders got canceled on me. Said they can't get it, but they said they had them in stock. So I wanted to correct white nylon ones because I wanted the colors to be right. But the only ones I can physically get, hopefully they show up at the end of this month, is through Amazon, and they are not nylon. I mean, they're not white nylon. They're some darker color, and I'm not pleased with that. But I got 3D printers, but we all know PLA and ABS is not going to last like nylon in a rotational format. So, hey, it is what it is. All right, and still got the deck to put together on it. Like I said, I do have a full-time job, and I'm very faithful to my job. Even though I work from home, I work, and I wait till I get off work to work on my stuff. And like I said, there's the deck. There's the wheels. Let's get on there and look at some wheels. Wheels look good from this angle, right? Yeah, it look pretty good from here. Well, if you really get down to them, this one here, you see it come out really good because minimum rust. And this one was pitted like nobody's business. I tried my best to clean that baby up. It might have a run or two, but at $90 a pop, looked brand new to me. And these critters here on the front, let's just say they had massive, like one of them had like a 2-inch wide rust hole around the outer portion of the rim. Little JB Weld sandpaper. Good to go now. That's brand new. And I'm trying to figure out a way, if y'all can, comment. I need help. I don't know. I've been trying to Google this, trying to Google restoring a plastic gas tank. They're all over the place. So, I need something with some meat and taters. Give me some ideas. So what I have found out, if you see the shinier part there, is I started out with around 200 or so and lightly hit it sandpaper, 200 grit, and then went on up immediately to 1,000 just to see, and it brightened it up a little bit. So they had some 600 grit on sale. I wasn't looking for it, just happened to have it on sale up at Ollie's, so I picked some of that up. So I'm going to start out with 600 and then go up to polishing up to 2,000. So I got that to do. And then got to do the blade cover here. And I still got to buy tires. You know, I don't think it's the top two match, but they're pretty cracked up. The bottom two don't match. And hey, it's restoration. I want new tires. Let me see. I think that's well, you know, all that's together. You know, that was a half a zillion parts, and then I got all this for the deck and the rest of the front end parts right there. It did not have the aux pedal with it, but the band. That's the brake band for the blades. But the band was on it for the aux. Oh, and by the way, see that right here? See that piece of aluminum? See that? Yeah, I made that. Can't buy some of these parts no more. She just got to make them. So I made that brake shoe. And yes, it's aluminum on metal. That's the design. Best I can tell, that's the design. And but anyway, back to this. I makeshift just to give me an idea on how I need to bend and if I can get the system to work right and get all the parts I need to, like the cabling and all. But I made an aux pedal for the right hand side. You know, yeah, it's straight up redneckskin, but you know, it is what it is at this test part, and it does work. So no, I'm not trying to scratch the others. I care about the care less. You know, I'm not trying to scratch all this. So you know, it's not prized possession, but it does work. Like I said, the rest of them just everything's bare metal. I brought everything down to bare metal. I used to wield that monster right there. Well, you know, you got replacement shoulders and looking at two more rotator cuffs. Hopefully that's this winter. Gets a little hard to do stuff. So, buddy of mine, give him a shout out. Don't want to say his name right now. Need his permission first, I guess. He got me that little one right there. Boy, that baby does so good. I think it was about 15, 20 bucks on eBay. That's the second one of those. And those flat ones, those heavy duty flat ones, I've been through 4 of those. And it still runs like a brand new. So, yeah, it's just a bare metal restoration. Everything was brought down to the bare metal. And no, I can't paint worth of crap. And no, I'm not spending $1 zillion on Snapper Red. So that is Rust-Oleum Sunrise Red. To do a whole 2 coats on everything, about 10 cans. At $7 a pop. So still wasn't free, but still cheaper than all the cans of Snapper I would need, if you can even find them. So. I was talking about that, now wasn't I? Well, I was talking about that. I done showed y'all crank rod, counterbalance, and the mains on them. They're good. Those are good. I'm not worried about any of that. So the valve's still good, but I'm still going to take them out and go ahead and clean all this up and go ahead and lap the valves and go ahead and set the lash and all that. Y'all see all that. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it for that. I'm slow going at stuff. So content, I might throw it out fast, depending how big the job is. Depending if I got help. I then told my wife, if this does not help me, I 3D printed the tip on that right there. But if this stand gives me problems or gives me some lip, I'm gonna need her to hold something for me or bleed some brakes, something like that. So I'll need a lovely assistance, and that'd be my wife. If you see me on here and the phone's doing all this, until I get me a GoPro, I guess, that's my 8-year-old probably doing the footage. So, hey, free labor. Love it. So, all right. I'm out. Y'all just take time to get out there and do something in that shop. Learn something, trade, profession, whatnot. Just enjoy yourself. Working at the shop. Me, my mitts, my bare hands, these bare claws. They made a lot of money, but they fixed a lot of things in time too. So y'all take care.